President Trump is hinting that we have earth-shattering news, and Bitcoin and the traditional stock market is responding very, very well. We have stock futures up, plus we have the FOMC meeting. There's so much going on the night, or rather the morning of the FOMC meeting, we got to talk about. In this video, we're going to break down all the things. Trump bull tweeting, the FOMC meeting, plus there's just like a lot of crazy things going on in the world. We're going to mention all that in this video. But before we get started, welcome back to the channel. My name's Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night, I take you guys on my crypto and investing journey. As you guys are coming in, hit me with a preliminary like, comment down below. Are we hitting back to 100K this weekend? Because I think the cards are in the deck. We're going to get to this tweet here in a second, but right now, there's some earth-shattering announcements coming down. Let's just take a look at Bitcoin. It's obviously been responding so well to this news. Bitcoin is back above $97,000. And it's kind of crazy just to think about. This is the daily chart. Like a day or so ago, we were flirting with the low 93s, 92s, right? It's crazy how fast sentiment can change in crypto. So we're getting this nice, really run up. And to be honest with you, part of this kind of took me by surprise, because typically as we go into FOMC meetings, which is later today, I'm filming this super early on Wednesday morning. The FOMC meeting is later today. The market typically gets skittish, but then we know our commander-in-chief, he's keeping us on our toes. And that's not always a bad thing. The market going straight up to the right. Hopefully we can hold this momentum. It's really going to be interesting to see what announcements President Trump drops tomorrow, plus what comes out of the FOMC meeting. There likely isn't going to be a rate cut, but we're going to talk about that just in a second. Bitcoin dominance above 65%. Wild. I was tweeting about this earlier. Guys, if you're not following me on Twitter at InvestWithDoc, you're missing out. I'm probably tweeting a dozen times a day. I'm getting you guys super fast, reliable information. It takes me a little bit to make these videos. So if you want information quickly, follow me on Twitter. Otherwise, you know I appreciate this up here. So Bitcoin dominance above 55%. I really do think it's just a matter of time before we hit that illustrious 66 or maybe even 67%. This has just been a wild ride. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I know we talk about it on a lot of our videos, but Bitcoin dominance really just flying up and to the right. We need Bitcoin dominance to fall, and I suspect Bitcoin dominance won't fall until QT stops. That's quantitative tightening, and that's this chart here. We haven't looked at it for a while, so I'm just going to really quickly bring it up. I'm going to remove the bull market support band, but this chart right here shows the Fed balance sheet, okay? And currently, we are reducing the Fed balance sheet, and that's known as quantitative tightening. Likely, we will not have alt season until quantitative tightening stops, i.e., we stop reducing the Fed balance sheet. Once that happens, Bitcoin dominance will likely fall, and that's good for our alts because alts will start to rip. Speaking of alts, this is the day chart on the crypto bubbles. Lots of green here, right? We look at this probably every other video. Yesterday when we looked at this, or the day before, this was mostly red. So really reassuring that we have lots of green in the market despite the Bitcoin dominance continuing to spike up. You know what else is spiking up? MicroStrategy. As Michael Saylor continues to buy more and more Bitcoin. Just Monday, 2 days ago, he announced that he bought almost $200 million of Bitcoin, and he's not stopping. And for those who are wondering why I'm mentioning this stock, other than it's a Bitcoin-related stock, you got to get in the Discord because we have probably one of the biggest para trades of the decade riding on MicroStrategy. Okay, so we've been talking about this all week. Tomorrow is the big day, the FOMC meeting. We probably know what's going to happen with rate cuts. It's almost a guarantee that we do not get rate cuts, so that won't be a surprise. But the presser, that's going to be a big one. And actually, someone in the Discord recommended that I do a live stream. I actually might try to live stream after the press conference. I think that's a great idea. You know who you are, Disney, because I think it would be kind of fun for us to all share our opinions. So if you're interested in joining that live stream, the Discord link is going to be down below, completely free to join. We don't have anything to sell you, just building a rock solid community. So we talked about this Fed interest rate decision. Well, what's going to happen with the rates? Tomorrow, later today, I haven't gone to bed yet. It's really, really early on Wednesday. Later today, there's a 96% chance that we do not get a rate cut today. No, very, very unlikely we get a rate cut today. And guess what? Polymarket, they're solidifying that. They're confirming that, right? Polymarket is the betting markets. These tend to be very, very accurate as people are putting down their own real money. They're saying that there is a 98% chance that we do not get any change in rate cuts tomorrow. So that is really not what we're concerned about, right? It's showing if we go to the May meeting, which is later today, there's a 97% chance no cut, right? And the way that we look at this is the current rate is 4.25 to 4.5%. And there's a 97% chance that we stay right there. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, Doc, we're not going to get a rate cut in May. What about June? June 18th is the following FOMC meeting. Well, there's a 68% chance that we stay right here at 4.25 to 4.5 and a 31% chance that we do get a 25 basis cut in June. Now, if we don't get one in June, we are more than likely going to have a rate cut in July, right? So there's a 55% chance that we get at least one rate cut, and there's actually a 20% chance that we have two rate cuts by then. Personally, I like to look at this view a little bit better. And the reason that I say that is, to summarize this, in July, there's a 99% chance that we have at least one rate cut. This data moves quite frequently, so we're just going to take it a couple months at a time. But that's one of the reasons why you sub to me, because I'm getting you fast, reliable information that's super easy to digest. Okay, if we go over here to CoinGecko, I love looking at this 24-hour and 7-day chart. And Bitcoin back above 97,000, I suspect if and when we crack 100, and I really should say when, because that is my base case, alts are going to start to fly. They really are going to start moving. It's just a matter of time. The other really good thing is, and by the way, guys, yesterday I posted kind of my bearish case. That's this video. Obviously, it did not perform as well as some of my other videos because people just love bull posting. Well, this is the other side of that coin, right? Lots can change in just a day, and we're seeing that play out right now, right? We are seeing that play out in real time. Despite yesterday kind of being a shaky day, over $425 million poured in to the Bitcoin ETFs yesterday. And guess what? BlackRock, their IBIT ETF, did all of the heavy lifting as they brought in over $500 million. Meanwhile, other ETFs like Grayscale, they were dumping. Okay, so the numbers for Tuesday, they're not in yet, but I suspect it's going to be another huge, huge inflow day, which again is only going to take more Bitcoin out of circulating supply. And we all know what that happens. Number go up technology. Okay, this is the big thing that's sending Bitcoin higher right now. China confirms plans to begin trade negotiations with the United States. This is huge because late last week, China was denying that this administration was reaching out to them to settle or to squash or to come to an agreement with these tariff deals. So this is really good that China's saying, hey, we actually do have plans to negotiate these trade wars. And guess what? Not only is Bitcoin rocketing up right now, which is great, right? But also the traditional stock market is up in the after hours. So if we look at stocks, let me just move this window over. If we come over here, if you didn't know, I love me some AMD. Shout out to Noah. If we go to the daily chart, in the after hours, we are green right now. So that's great. I suspect that the market really is going to open up green tomorrow. Okay, so this is big news. China, they're confirming, hey, we have plans to negotiate the tariffs, which is really letting everyone at ease. And like we said, the reactions, this is beautiful. This is what we're all here for. Stock futures are in the green. So we love to see that. For those who always ask like, hey, our stock, how do I look at this? You can look up these tickers right here. Personally, I just go to the daily chart on most stock trading apps. And if you look at the daily chart, you can look at the after hours trading. Okay. So we have this coming out, China confirming that there's trade negotiations. And then Trump, on top of that, is saying that we have an earth-shattering announcement to come. It is not about trade. It's about something else, a positive development for this country. The announcement will take place sometime within the next few days. So what could this be? Comment down below. What do you think this earth-shattering announcement could be? Because if it's not about trade, it could be about a ton of stuff. And guys, I read all the comments. I'm trying to learn with you. Let me know what you think down below. Also, if you're getting any value out of this, consider hitting the like button, turn on those noties, and we'll learn from each other. All right, guys, I already kind of promoted this. I don't want to promote it too much. I hate self-promotion, but awesome community that we're building down below. We have nothing to sell you. Link is going to be down below for the Discord. Okay, if you thought that was good, it just keeps getting better. New Hampshire has approved a Bitcoin strategic reserve, allowing the state to invest up to 5% of their total funds, which is kind of wild, right? This is the first state to get through all of the regulation to approve a final Bitcoin strategic reserve. And I really do think this is going to be the first domino for other states to follow suit, right? So this tweet from Governor Kelly Ayotte, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. This is from her official Twitter account. And she's saying New Hampshire is once again first in the nation. Just signed a new law allowing our state to invest in cryptocurrency and precious metals. And guys, the reason that this is important is I actually looked up the language of this bill. It's any projects that are over 500 billion in market cap. And the reason that that's important is because right now there's only one crypto project that's over $500 billion in market cap, and that's Bitcoin. But that doesn't mean that in the future, as the total market cap of crypto grows, that there won't be more tokens that have higher than a $500 billion market cap, i.e. Ethereum, Solana, Sui, AVAX. Who knows? If things go crazy, maybe even Caspi, Jasma. Let me know which projects do you think down below can hit over 500 billion market cap. But guys, this is really, really big. Like, this is the first of many. It's always toughest to get the first one. And this really does lay the framework down. So the wild thing is, in 2024, New Hampshire's GDP was almost $100 billion, right? Almost $100 billion. And if I'm interpreting this tweet correct, they're saying that they can invest up to 5% of the total funds, right? Total funds. So are they going to invest 5 billion? Not likely, right? The number's probably much, much lower. So I can already hear the comments screaming, it's not going to be 5 billion. It doesn't matter. A significant amount, 5% of the total funds is huge, right? Just a couple months ago, we were saying, oh, hedge funds, we want you to allocate 1 to 2% to Bitcoin. Well, this is saying, hey, we're going to invest up to 5% of our total funds into crypto. So maybe I'm angering on that a little bit too much, but I thought that was huge, huge news. So lots of things changing really fast, a ton of bullish momentum. This can create good trading opportunities. Down below is going to be my BTCC link. You can get a 10% bonus on first-time deposits. This is a no KYC, no VPN, i.e. you don't got to give them any of your personal information. They've been around for over 13 years. You can use stupid leverage and get extra bonuses up to $10,000. They are a partner of the channel, so if you use the link, it helps me out. Down below is also going to be my website. Appreciate all of the help. We're almost at 7,500 followers. We're not done yet, though. The bullish news is keeping coming. So as we're wrapping up, if you're getting any value out of this, I really do appreciate any engagement with the video. I hate asking, but you guys really are making the channel blow up, and it really does not go unappreciated. Really, really appreciate all the help. The other thing is Colin Talks Crypto, who's been killing it with these charts. He's saying that global M2 is making another all-time high. The surge continues. And if we just kind of zoom out, you can look right here, global money supply, the M2 global money supply, it continues to increase. It continues to get higher. And I mentioned this in my tweet. It continues to get higher as countries like Japan, India, China, they continue to print their way out of debt, right? It's only a matter of time. So the wild thing is, if you're not familiar with this chart, I'm only going to spend a second to talk about it. The yellow line, it's the global M2 money supply. It is pushed forward on this chart 86 days. The orange line is Bitcoin. There is a striking resemblance here, how well these two charts track. And if this continues to track as well as it has, we could potentially be looking at $190,000 Bitcoin by late summer. Now, obviously, all models are wrong, some are accurate. This is bullish to me. We have not seen the global money supply increase at this fast a rate for quite some time. Now, we just talked about a ton of bullish narratives. I would be ignorant to not mention not all is well in the world. India just launched missile attacks on Pakistan. I am staying apolitical. I'm just reporting the news. I'm really not taking sides here. I'm simply reporting there are two sides to every coin. And it is important to realize that, as there were lives lost throughout this attack. Also, of note, both of these countries contain nuclear nukes, right? And I'll just leave it at that. Now, no nukes have been used. Again, I'm simply reporting the news here. With that being said, we really do have a bullish narrative set up for the rest of this week with earth-shattering announcements, as Trump puts it. Plus, we have an FOMC meeting. We just got to get through that later today. Hopefully, we can get a dovish, i.e. bullish Fed Chair Powell at his press conference and kind of tip his hat. Hey, there could be multiple rate cuts planned. And if Goldman Sachs is correct, I would love a July, October, September cut, because that's what they're predicting right now. Goldman Sachs just updated their rate cut predictions that there's going to be 3, and it's going to happen this summer. That would be super bullish, in my opinion, as global liquidity spikes, right? We just looked at that chart from Colin Talks Crypto. Plus, if we're getting tariff negotiations, i.e. tariffs dissipating, it's going to be so good for Bitcoin and risk on assets. Obviously, I'm jazzed in this video. It's super early. If you couldn't tell, I had to make this because the stars are kind of lining up, right? So again, this was a little bit of a longer one. If you made it this far, genuinely appreciate your support. If you got any value out of it, hit the like button, comment down below, consider subscribing, turn on bell notifications, do all the things, and I'll see you guys on my next video.